$20.4 billion is a serious amount of money. You could buy a lot with $20.4 billion. You could buy 463 private jets, 68,000 new Ferraris. You could buy an average size house in an outer Sydney suburb and a $5 pizza. It's a serious amount of money. It's also the amount that we as Australians are all going to pay this year because we don't take ADHD seriously. Yeah, seriously. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It's characterized by inappropriate levels of inattentiveness, impulsivity, and hyperactivity, but mostly people know it as that thing that makes some kids run around like crazy. Kind of not a big deal. I mean, kids grow out of it. So what if you can't concentrate sometimes? Everybody gets that. You're not special. Well, yes, it can be trouble concentrating, but it's a bit more than just being distracted sometimes. ADHD can actually feel like going grocery shopping and then realizing that you left your Go Green bags, your wallet, your shopping list, and your partner all at home. Now, we've all had moments of distractedness or impulsiveness where we've done something without really thinking it through. But with ADHD, it's different because it's persistent. It's invasive. It's not that you aren't trying to plan and concentrate and think things through. It's that you can't. It's struggling to do things every day while being told you should be able to do that. And it's made even harder by the fact that no one seems to get it. Everyone else can go shopping like it's nothing. They don't have to dedicate mental resources to the planning and execution of a basic task. But with ADHD, you do. So it's not just kids running around a bit hyper. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And it can make leading a normal life really difficult. Clearly, there's a problem with public perception here. Not just me and you misunderstanding, but everyone and entire systems, doctors, judges, government officials, teachers, parents, partners, and yeah, even the people supposed to intervene and treat it. Some psychologists won't even touch ADHD, and there's very little public resources, training, or research funding for it. Compared with everything else, it seems like it's just not worth the cost. But now we know the cost of doing nothing. $20.4 billion a year. When we talk about $20.4 billion, we're not talking about some abstract monetary fee the government will pay. We're talking about it in terms of the real productivity loss felt by all of us. Costs to our education and workforce, where ADHD causes, on average, an extra 16 days missed of work or school. Costs in our justice system, where it's estimated that between 25 and 40% of our prison population has untreated ADHD, compared to about 4% in the general population. Cost to our healthcare, where illness and injuries caused by ADHD cost us hundreds of millions to our public health funds. Costs in our communities, where if you're an individual with ADHD, you are twice as likely to die before you're 30, despite ADHD being treatable. Big nationwide costs and individual personal costs, 20.4 billion of them. Where do you start? It can seem like it's a job for governments or institutions to solve, which, yes, it is. But historically, they haven't always been the best at actually getting stuff done. So we're going to do it. We're going to start detrivializing ADHD by improving its literacy, scaffolding its solutions, and acknowledging its cost. Literacy. Let's improve our ADHD literacy so we know what it is, what it looks like, and how it affects our coworkers, our friends, our children. Let's learn how to talk about it. By bettering our literacy, we become equipped with the tools and knowledge to better our understanding. We can engage in meaningful conversations and question the response from our leaders. Now that we are beginning to understand ADHD, we can take practical action and scaffold for it. It's easy for us to see ADHD in terms of the ways the symptoms can frustrate us, when it's an email not responded to, an assignment procrastinated, or an entire life of disorganization and impulsivity. The thing is, for the people we know with ADHD, they're often struggling with tasks that we take for granted. We can help them do better. We can help them thrive. It'll look different for different people. Following up on communications, breaking a big task down into smaller ones, creating structure when they're struggling. By scaffolding, we ourselves become forces of change, shifting the focus off symptoms and onto solutions. The third and final step is to move outside of ourselves and our immediate circle and acknowledge the cost being paid by all Australians. Looking at the very real impacts ADHD has in education, in justice, in healthcare, in our communities. By talking about it in terms of cost, we help people and governments understand the value of intervention and the cost of doing nothing. $20.4 billion a year. It's hard to not take that seriously. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it seriously. Because after all, 20.4 billion is a serious amount of money.